Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. We will be drawing the sketch of a hand today. So a hand stretched out like this. We have done some other videos with the anatomy of the hands, but this one is also very essential practice in that it actually casts a different kind of impression. Although it looks very simple, but there are some very minor details that will actually carry this forward above many other hand gestures. So we can start with an oval. Could be a circle, but an oval is better, and then just have two straight lines going along like that. One arc. Could be the same size on both ends, but if it's narrower here, lower here, and higher here, it's better because we are looking at this from a certain perspective. And then a hand, and then another line like that along that oval, and as you've guessed that this is the wrist, and then we're going into the forearm. So to sketch this out, now every hand, and we will keep saying this, is different, unique. So we'll just try to make a fine line between everything. So we need an oval, an arc, and another bendy arc like this. So that, as you've guessed, is the thumb. We'll go 1 and 2, and then I think right about here 1 and 2. This finger is taller than this. It is the tallest finger actually. Then 1 and 2, and well, that can be 1 so far because smallest finger. So what we're going to do is quickly sketch out some details, and we could start with the thumb. Some folks have a particular method to go about this, but my opinion is that you could really start anywhere where you're comfortable. So I'm starting with the thumb, and as you see, like, this is the loose and fleshy part in between, and we go and then we go into the stretched out knuckle there. So again, fleshy part between the fingers, and I'm putting down that's our tallest finger there. Now the fingers also, the tips, everything is like unique. Depends on what hand you're modeling and how bulky it is, how thin it is. Now right here, I'm going to make a little change. I'm going to bring the index finger down up to here. So I think by the time we're done putting out all the details, will be fine. And I am putting down the smallest finger there. So we have the digits pretty much going there. So what we now need is a light source, or a light source coming down. So let's say I'm going to actually make use of the knuckles there a little bit, not too much. And I have made the hand come in a little bit from there, and the wrist also a little bit inside. So then we go on to the thumb, and there's the essential skin folds that really give character to the hands. There's the little pulse there, and against the light source it will have its own highlights. You could try out different hands. So the light source coming from like this angle, and what we have is certain tones and fills that will just help the image stand out a little more. You can make these areas wherever you have joints more obvious, like that with a bulge. It'll just stand out even if the hand does not necessarily have this. Of course, it's interesting to keep practicing and keep exploring, but also artists sometimes use a little bit of improvisation, like here and there, to really make the image stand out as the way they see it, and yet capture all the accurate details going in. So again, with the light source, I'm putting in so much tone against the into the fingers, and a little bit of sharper tone here in between, just to make it stand out. Trying to get similar tones, because after all we're doing a quick sketch. Now this is actually a pretty much detailed study in itself if you take your time and you actually really crank out all the little details going in. This will actually make for a very interesting lesson in anatomy, or in drawing anatomy. So I would really recommend that instead of going about this in a few minutes as we have, you should take your time, like redraw this, and it will actually be very, very beneficial in terms of a quick lesson, but it is essential practice in anatomy when it comes to a very important feature of our beings, and that is our hands. So I'm just going to put in some tones there into the thumb, whatever is a little away from the light, wherever there's a little bulge, just keying in some tones. Again, those are my tones. You do not have to exactly do the same thing, but if you are just going along and just putting something down, then I would also recommend smudging it out in the end, just like I am doing, just so it blends in a little better. And there we have an outstretched hand there in that particular gesture. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, keep in touch. Have yourself a wonderful day.